So, first question of the day, P. When you work under a mask, what extra cues do you use to communicate and sell?
Wow. I have only ever worked under a mask once in my career, and it was early in my career when I was on the independent scene in South Florida. And uh, I had the pleasure of graduating to go wrestle in Puerto Rico at that time. Dave Johnson, rest in peace, used to often say you got to go somewhere to get somewhere. And at my time coming up in South Florida, Puerto Rico was the territory.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, oh. And it was really like one of the last true territories. And I got picked to come out and work in Puerto Rico for IWA, which was Savio Vega's promotion. And before we left, because we knew I'd be back in a few months, I was working with IPW, which was a very popular independent promotion in Tampa. And we did a little angle where the heels there, I remember Scoot Andrews was part of that group. I can't remember everybody else. I'm so sorry. But we did a little angle where they took my knee out with some chairs. You know, they injured me and put me out. So I was gone from IPW for a few months. I was actually in Puerto Rico wrestling 5 nights a week.
Oh, right on.
Improving my craft, you know, learning a lot, wrestling as a full-time wrestler, earning $500 a week working as a full-time wrestler, 5 nights a week, all over the island. Great experience. And then I came home, and we did this goofy indie-rific thing where I came out with a mask on in my match against, maybe it was Bruce Steele, formerly Agent Steele, maybe. For some reason, I feel like Bruce may have been involved. And I remember getting partway through that match and thinking, I got to take this thing off. And I can't remember what mask I had on, but I had on like some established Mexican luchadors mask, and I can't remember who it was, man. But I do remember thinking, I can't breathe. I need to take this off. And then later on, I was able to take the mask off and do the reveal, as if everybody couldn't tell I was Antonio Banks already.
Tattoos.
Just way more jacked up, you know. But I also have had the pleasure of working with the greatest luchador of all time, Rey Mysterio. I've also had the pleasure of working with a number of great luchadors. I've worked with Blue Demon Jr. I've worked with La Parka. I've worked with a number of great luchadors who worked under the mask. And one thing that they all have in common is their body language. Because Vince McMahon would always say, you make your money here. Your face, your facial expressions convey so much. They convey joy, pain, agony, euphoria, all the things you can tell with your face, a luchador can't do because they have the hood on. So they have to over exaggerate with their body language. If they're happy, they have to show you with their body, the way they're talking, the way they're moving. If they're angry, you know, their body has to tell you how they're feeling because their face can't do it. So when selling, you'll notice the great luchadors, when they're selling, will visibly show you what hurts and how much pain they're in with their body because you can't see the anguish in their face. So the way they're writhing, and I think I talked about this many years ago where one half of the assassins, Jody Hamilton, taught me that fingers curled up like this show pain. So if you hit me in the back and I go, oh, you know that hurts. So if let's say Rey Mysterio, for example, showing his knee hurts, he's gonna grab his knee, he's gonna hug it and rock back and forth and throw his head back and show you like, and he maybe even point to it, my knee. With his body, he's gonna show you, writhing in agony that he's in pain. I love watching the great luchadors sell injuries, sell pain, because they can't do it with their face.
Right.
So it has to come from their body. Perform.
Yeah, perform.
Tony Storm, perform. But with their body, no face. And I've had the pleasure of a number of times being in the ring, sharing the ring with Rey Mysterio, and watching him sell for me. And one of the things I try to tell a lot of you younger wrestlers, because you're moving so quick and you want to get on to the next spot and you want to do your next cool move because you want everybody to see it.